Okay, so I'm going to do this session of 21 questions. I don't know. I think we're right at 21, something like that. So it's been a minute since we did one of these. We have some some new participants, definitely, and there's some different content in this one. So here we go. You know, my deal is you ask, I answer. So we're going to do that. Um, the first one, I'm gonna do these four right off the bat from Mitch Match off my Twitter, and the first one is if spoken word wasn't your forte, how would you express yourself with passion and still be able to get your point across? Um, I think that I still do that. I mean, in my everyday life that I do on my regular job, I think that just the manner in which I communicate things is usually pretty passionate. Usually, what I believe is what I believe, and there's not too much that's going to change my opinion about certain things. So, pretty much, if I'm speaking on it, I'm adamant about it. I'm passionate about it. So, I've never been accused of being ambiguous. So, so I think that that the writing part of it, because like my book is not written in quote unquote spoken word or poems, but I would still say that it's definitely passionate and still gets my point across. So I don't know. I would say verbal communication I do just as well as written. So question two, what? What? I'm sorry, I don't pre-read these. I just copy and paste them. So okay, so what object would best describe Dani and why? What? What object? I don't know. um What object would best see if you'd said an animal, I could do that, but um an object. What object would best describe me? Really? Really, Mitch? Um hmm. I would say a double-edged sword. That's what I would say. And I would say because depending upon which side you are on, you can definitely get cut. Um and one that's what I would say. I would say if for more of an explanation, join me November 20th for my show Dual Diagnosis and the release of my new stuff. So double-edged sword. Yes. Question number three. Is love truly unconditional or based on preference? See, now I believe that love is a choice. Some people, you don't have to agree with me. I don't really care. But we choose who we love. When we get tired of loving, when you don't want to feel that way anymore, I promise you, you have the ability to kill it, to squash it, to get rid of it. Um, I do think that it can be hard to do that, right? But yeah, so love is as unconditional as we want it to be. We are not God. And I really do believe that the agape God love is probably the only real form of unconditional love because human beings are just flawed creatures. So I don't know that we do anything unconditional. Even when you do good things, you get a good feeling from doing good things. And I think that's what generates you to do more good things, if that makes sense. I know that sounds kind of whatever, but that's just what I think. So um, I don't know that love is unconditional. I do believe that it's a choice. So yeah, we have preferences, I think. Question number four. This is funny. How many times have you, quote, it's in quotes, y'all, blamed it on the alcohol? That depends upon what you mean. So, how about this for an easy way out? I will not, I won't assume what it is that you're asking me right here. I'll let you play the next time and clarify that question for me before I incriminate myself. So keep it pushing. Um, Next question is from Christopher. And this is okay. So disclaimer right here. Disclaimer. I take all questions. Y'all know the deal already, though, right? So you can tell by my face what kind of question this is. We get one of these like every couple months or so. Anyway, says, what are the possibilities of me? I'm reading this exactly. I hate reading this. What are the possibilities of me spreading your creamy thighs and sliding my tongue across your you know what. And then he says, I'm a nasty MFer. I would agree. Yes, you are. And number two, I don't really know that there's a possibility of that. So moving right along. Next question. This is from Ash. As a parent, do you feel that you should know or deserve to know the challenging things in your children's life? I think so, and I think I would hope so. I would hope. Here's what I would think. I think that I want my children to want me to know what those things are. Um, I want to be the mom that my kids feel like they can come to and they can talk to. And for the most part, my girls do. One of them does more so than the other. But I know that both of them are perfectly aware that if they need me, I'm there. And so, yeah, I don't know that I deserve. You said you should know or deserve to know. I don't know that I like the word deserve. I don't know that I like the word deserve. I would hope to know. Let me just say that. I would hope to know. Okay. Next question. And I can't remember if it was anonymous or by name, so I'm just going to do anonymous. And it's off my Twitter. And it says, what do you think about sex on the first night? I think that it happens. I think that I think people place too much emphasis on it. I think people are grown-ups, people are adults. I know people that met and had sex on the first night and lived and were married for 30 years afterwards. I know people that did it and never talked again. So I don't know that it really means that much other than, you know, were you smart about it? You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's what I think. I'm definitely not one to judge. Next question. Have you ever felt that some of your tests and trials come from God to show you how much strength you actually have? That's that whole Job theory, you know. And I think that God allows tests and trials, if that makes sense. I don't think that he purposely gives us bad things. You know what I mean? I just don't know that I buy into that theory. But I think that we reap what we sow. So if we're doing things that put us in a position to learn a lesson, then I do think he absolutely allows the lesson to be taught, if that makes sense. As for how much strength you actually have, I don't know. Do we ever really know how much we have? Because I think we're always whimpering and whining through the process anyway. So I hope that answers your question. Next question. And I'm kind of going through these a little bit fast, y'all. I got somewhere to be, actually. Next question. Have you ever had a meaningless relationship, like a sexual escapade, where that's all it was? If so, how did it happen? I got to think very, very carefully. Because see, meaningless relationship is different, because if you use the word relationship, that automatically indicates something different. And then sexual escapade is something entirely different. I can never say meaningless. I really can't, because even there has to be something there that makes you want to have sex with somebody. You know what I mean? You can be physically attracted, but there still has to be something else. And this is where it gets a little dangerous, okay? Because if there's too much something else, then it can't be meaningless at all. So, you know, it's kind of like, okay, well, is it the conversation? Is it the mental stimulation? Is it, because y'all know me, to me, that's the crux of it. Once you get that and you have good sex, you can't make it meaningless if you were praying and wishing upon stars. Have I had encounters, or have I spent time with someone where I knew there was no possibility of it becoming anything serious or in depth? Absolutely. There was a period of time in my life where I purposely chose people that I knew didn't have a hope in hell of ever being with me forever, for long term. And that was because I just didn't want to become emotionally attached. I still don't know if I'm quite ready to become emotionally attached now. I do know that I'm more open. I'm open to being open. How about that for ambiguous. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. And inevitably with me, even with the people that I wanted it to be a little less than nothing, inevitably somebody always caught feelings of some sort. Y'all hear my dog? I know y'all know Lil. Hey, Lil, shush. Shut up. Yeah, so somebody, it always screwed up. So I guess I'm just not shallow enough to maintain those types of things for a long time. So let me see how much time we have. I got a couple more minutes. Before the next video, I'll finish the next questions on the next video. So that means I can't answer this question. It'll take too long. This one says, do you feel that you'd be in a different place emotionally, mentally, or spiritually if you weren't a parent? Do your children give you life in a sense? I would say yes and yes to both of those questions. A lot of people have heard me say, you know, my girls are the reason I breathe. Yeah, I think they give me fight when I wouldn't have fight. They give me hope when I wouldn't have hope. They make me still believe in love and goodness and whatever, because they're mine. You know, they're my babies. So yes and yes. Having said that, I think that it's important to find some of that still within yourself. So even if you don't have children, you have something that does that for you. There has to be something significant in your life that has purpose. I think that when you're a parent, that automatically becomes the purpose if you're a real parent. And if you're not a parent, then you need to find something else that is that for you, that does that for you. So I know I kind of went through these a little bit faster than normal, but y'all heard me say I got somewhere to go. So I'm going to cut this video, let it do its thing, and then I'm going to do the second set of questions in a minute. Love you, mean it.